Give me 10 minutes and I'll make you fall in love with this fantasy book. This one has knights. This one has lesbians, enemies to lovers, friends to lovers, strangers to lovers. It has a political fantasy plot that will last through the ages. It has 3 separate POVs, all of which intertwine together to weave a much larger tapestry of a story, and all of it makes sense by the end, even if in the middle of the book you're wondering how all of these pieces fit together. It will become clear eventually, because that is the kind of story that I like to weave. So first up, we have, I think, the most important of all the POVs, Hera. Hera is here to choose an emperor for the lands. The last emperor died 6 years ago. Hera is in charge. Without an emperor, things kind of fall apart. They just need someone who can make a decision over everyone. But emperors are not that popular to some people. Hera's own family was killed for their job of trying to choose an emperor. Hera struck out on her own, and now, as she's in the middle of trying to choose a new emperor, she comes across the woman who is part of the clan that murdered her family and takes her prisoner. That woman is named Augusta, and of course they hate each other's guts at first. Augusta hates Hera for her tradition of choosing an emperor that only serves to fuck over Augusta's people. Hera hates Augusta for having killed her family and for taking away her own parents and all that. You know, pretty normal reaction. Hera is very powerful, is the leader of a gang. She can do whatever she wants with Augusta, and they're both lesbians. We have Leo, who is the man Hera sends out to try to choose a new emperor. Leo's job is to basically date all of the monarchs of the empire, figure out which one would make the best emperor, report back to her. So as you can imagine, it's not going very well. He has a string of exes, and he's on the last man, named Ricardo. Ricardo is the king of a flourishing, beautiful country. He's a bit of a man-child at times, but that kind of changes when he sees the gravity of the situation with his own kingdom. And he's a total, like, golden retriever boyfriend where he just falls in love with Leo so fast, would do absolutely anything for him, and Leo is having to face the fact that he's actually falling in love with one of his targets for the first time, which is not supposed to happen and is very bad for the success and the objectiveness of his mission. Now, why is it called the lover with 5 names? Well, Leo has had 5, now including Ricardo, lovers across the kings and queens of the empire, and he changes his name every time that he starts to date a new one, so that they don't, like, talk to each other and say, hey, I think your ex is the same as my new boyfriend. He changes his hair, his look, his backstory, all that, and it's a big empire, like, no one's gonna know. This is what he's good at. Hera pulled him out of a whorehouse before he had this job. He is very good at seducing people, at getting them to tell him exactly who they are, what they want, what they live their lives for, without him really having to do much. He is very skilled in sensual arts, so he is pretty well covered all around. Ricardo is the first one that has ever actually touched him, touched his soul, because Ricardo actually cares. And Leo has dated women who care, but Leo is not interested in women, so he just got some good girl besties out of it. And then the final POV in The Lover with 5 Names is Arthur. Arthur is a foot soldier, an army that's fighting for the man who wants to become emperor through an illegal way, instead of doing it through Hera's way, which is the time-honored ancient tradition. She's literally called an ancient, that's her job. This man is like,
no, I don't want to do that, so you guys go fight for me and, like, get enough land, and then I'll become emperor.
And Arthur and his boss, General Lascelles, are like, well, we don't really have much choice. Arthur is a himbo, big and strong. He's so kind, he's so gentle, he doesn't want to bring harm to anybody. He cares so much about the soldiers under his command. The general who commands him, who is his close friend, they are just sweet and tender together as they're trying to survive this war, as they're trying to, like, gather the courage to step out and actually fight for the side that they want to step out of and do what's right. Lascelles is Augusta's brother. They haven't seen each other in a long time because of some very unfortunate things that happened in their past. They got separated, had to go their different ways. They don't even know if the other is still alive or where they are, what they're up to, until right away through the book. Arthur is really a gentle giant. He's a sweetheart. He was so fun to write. And he just cares about Lascelles so much, and can't imagine that Lascelles would care so much about him, because Lascelles is a general and a prince. Arthur is just a captain. But Arthur is soon proven wrong by how much Lascelles really does care about him. Hera and Augusta slowly put aside their differences as they work together and realize that they have bigger enemies than each other. And eventually they come to the realization that, oh no, she's hot, and she has been hot this whole time. And maybe she didn't actually kill my family quite like I thought she did, and we kind of forgive each other, and let's fuck about it. And of course, I'm not going to spoil the whole book, but Leo also has to make some difficult choices with Ricardo and circle of friends and the people that Leo has really found himself among for the first time. And when he finally goes back to her, he does not want to change his name. He doesn't want to change his look. He just tells her that Ricarda is the emperor she wants and he's done with his job. Of course, that is a very small part of the plot. There is a war going on to fight for the emperorship. There is all kinds of secrets about the past, about how the last emperor died. There are prisoners. There is politics. There is so much like inter-country fighting going on. But I wanted to give you an overview of the characters because in my opinion, characters are always what stick in people's minds the most. The relationships between the characters are what people, or at least I, am going to remember about a book well after I've finished it. And the characters of The Lover with Five Names are all so dear to me. They are my absolute favorite, and I want you to fall in love with them too. It's like they fall in love with each other. So if you want to find out what happens to Hera, Leo, and Arthur, where their paths collide, how their relationships develop, you can find The Lover with Five Names at the link in my bio in the description, or the link in my bio, my link tree of any of my social medias. Lover with Five Names is a political fantasy novel with a side of romance, and I put so much hard work and so much like red string corkboard guy into the plot. I am just so happy whenever someone reads the book and they tell me that they love the plot. It was a lot of work to put together, and I'm really proud of how it paid off, and very much did make sense by the end, which is of course what I was going for. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please let me know if you do end up checking out The Lover with Five Names. It would mean the world to me. Let me know which of these characters struck you the most, which you would like to know the most about more. I will see you in the next video.